The dark side of demolition. How one company's greed put an entire community at risk. In a shocking display of corporate recklessness, an Adelaide demolition company and its director have been slapped with a whopping $700,000 fine for brazenly dumping thousands of tons of asbestos-contaminated waste in secret locations across South Australia. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. The company's director, Maurizio Corsaro, was fully aware of the dangers of asbestos and the need for proper licensing, yet he chose to ignore the law and put profits over people. The Environment Protection Authority, EPA, first discovered the toxic waste in 2017, after receiving a tip-off about suspicious activity at 2 sites in Sedan and Houghton. What they found was nothing short of alarming. Massive piles of asbestos-laced demolition waste, including timber, bricks, and concrete, carelessly discarded on land owned by unsuspecting members of the public. The EPA's investigation revealed that Corsaro's company, Port Adelaide Salvage, had been operating a clandestine waste depot without a license, and that Corsaro himself had used threatening language towards EPA officers and even assaulted one of them. But what's even more egregious is that Corsaro had previously been fined for similar offenses, yet he continued to flout the law with impunity. In his scathing sentencing remarks, Senior Judge Michael Durant described Corsaro's actions as sophisticated and deceptive, and noted that the company's offending was motivated by a desire for significant commercial gain. Unlawful dumping harms the community and detracts from general amenity and the enjoyment of the community of land, Judge Durant said, emphasizing the severity of the offense. But here's the thing. This case is just the tip of the iceberg. According to EPA Director of Compliance Stephen Sergi, regional areas are hotspots for illegal dumping, with perpetrators often taking advantage of the remoteness of the sites to avoid detection. People think they can get away with it quite easily, and there's little pockets where people hide, Sergi said, highlighting the need for increased surveillance and enforcement. So, what can be done to prevent such egregious environmental crimes in the future? For starters, we need to hold companies and individuals accountable for their actions and ensure that they are held to the highest standards of environmental responsibility. We also need to increase funding for environmental agencies and local governments to support their efforts in monitoring and enforcing environmental regulations. But here's a question for you. Do you think the fine imposed on Port Adelaide Salvage and its director was sufficient? Or should they have faced even stiffer penalties? Should we be doing more to crack down on environmental crimes, or are we doing enough? Share your thoughts in the comments below.